That evening delivered a blow I never could have anticipated. After 2 decades of marriage, 2 incredible daughters, and what I believed was a strong, enduring love, my world unraveled before my eyes. I had come home early, eager for a quiet weekend with my wife, unaware that everything I knew about my life was about to be turned upside down. My name is Bill Miller. At the time, I was 47 years old, a partner at a well-established accounting firm, and living what many would consider the American dream. My wife, Lori, and I had just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. We met in college and got married. Soon after graduating, our journey together was filled with the usual highs and lows, but overall, we had built what I thought was a solid life. We had 2 daughters, Kelly, who had just started college, and Erin, a senior in high school. The girls were close, despite the usual sisterly bickering, and their laughter had always filled our home. Kelly's departure for college 6 weeks earlier had left a silence in the house that we were all still adjusting to, especially Lori. She seemed more distant lately, distracted, but I assumed it was just part of the transition. I didn't push her. I thought maybe some time together would help. That Friday, with Erin away at a school camp and the house finally quiet, I decided to surprise Lori. I left the office early, picked up wine, and planned to cook her favorite meal. I was hoping to reconnect, to reignite something that had felt a little dim lately. When I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Lori's car was already parked inside the garage. That surprised me. She usually worked late on Fridays. I stepped inside and called out to her, my voice light with anticipation. "Honey, I'm home." Her voice floated back, but there was something oddly neutral in her tone. As I walked into the bedroom, the world as I knew it changed. She stood in front of the mirror, carefully applying her makeup. The black dress I'd bought her last Christmas clung to her figure, and around her neck hung the pearl necklace I'd surprised her with on our last anniversary. Beside her on the bed sat an open suitcase, half packed. Confused, I smiled. "Are we going somewhere?" I asked, trying to keep the mood light. "You didn't tell me, but I can be ready in 5. My heart was already uneasy. Lori didn't smile. She didn't turn around. She just said, "Bill, I wasn't going to tell you, but since you're home early, I owe you an explanation." She paused, then continued, calm and composed in a way that made my stomach twist. "I'm going on a date this weekend." A date. The word echoed in my head like a bullet ricocheting off cold steel. My throat went dry. "A what?" I asked, barely able to speak. "What do you mean, a date? We're not in an open marriage, Lori. You can't be serious." She turned to face me then, and I barely recognized her. "Bill, it's not what you think. It's not an affair. We've only met for lunch a couple of times. I need this. Ever since Kelly left, I've felt so lost. This is like therapy for me. I just need to feel something again. I'll be back Monday. I'll be the same Lori. Nothing's going to change." I stood frozen, as if the floor had fallen out from beneath me. My voice cracked. "You think spending a weekend with another man is going to fix what's wrong between us? It's just for the weekend," she said, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "He's married too. He has kids. It's not about love or anything serious. I just want to feel young again. Beautiful. Desired. I need this, Bill. Please try to understand. Give me this weekend as a gift. Understand." My heart pounded in my chest, louder than her words. How could she ask me to comprehend a betrayal so complete it didn't even try to hide its selfishness? I looked at the woman I had shared my life with for 20 years, and felt like I was staring into the eyes of a stranger. After a long silence, I finally said, "If you're really set on doing this, I won't stop you, but leave your phone on. Not for anything other than safety, that's all." She hesitated, then nodded. "Okay," she said softly, "but don't follow me. Please don't try to ruin this." I gave her my word. The Uber arrived shortly after. She picked up her suitcase, walked out the door without looking back, and just like that, Lori was gone. I stood there, in the middle of our once loving home, empty in a way I had never felt before. But I didn't fall apart. I didn't yell or cry. Instead, I reached for my phone. There was someone I had once cared for, long before Lori and I were married, someone I had never pursued out of loyalty. Her name was Sarah. I found her number and dialed. "Hello," she answered. Her voice instantly familiar, like a melody I hadn't heard in years. "Hi, Sarah, it's Bill." There was a pause, then a smile in her voice. "Bill, wow, it's been years. How are you?" I told her everything. Lori's sudden betrayal, her therapy weekend, and how I realized I couldn't live like this anymore. Sarah listened quietly, then asked, "What do you need from me, Bill?" I took a deep breath. "Sarah, I once told you that if things ever ended with Lori, I'd call. Well, I'm calling. I don't want to be alone tonight. I just need someone to talk to." She didn't hesitate. "Come over," she said. That night at her house, we talked for hours about everything. Her gentle presence, her understanding, it wrapped around me like a warm blanket. I opened up in ways I hadn't in years, and somewhere in the middle of it all, I realized I didn't just need a friend. I needed a future, a real one rooted in honesty and genuine affection. That weekend, the one that was supposed to tear me apart, gave me something unexpected. Clarity. When Lori came home on Sunday evening, she looked radiant. Her eyes were bright. She smiled and said, "See, I'm back. Nothing's changed." But everything had changed. I looked at her with a calmness that surprised even me. "Lori," I said, "this weekend helped me see something clearly. Our marriage is over. I'm not saying I hate you. I'm not even saying I can't forgive you. But I can't stay in this. Tomorrow, I'm starting the divorce process." Her expression shifted from relief to terror in an instant. Her mouth opened to plead, to explain, but it was too late. The damage had been done. And this time, there was no going back. The divorce was clean, efficient, and as fair as possible. I made sure our daughters understood the truth gently, without bitterness. I told them to keep loving their mother, even if she had made a mistake. They adjusted, slowly, and life settled into a new rhythm. As for Sarah and me, we rediscovered something special, something real. We fell in love again, for the first time. We got married a few years later and built a home filled with trust, laughter, and new memories. We had two beautiful children together, and I became a proud father figure to Sarah's son, Jacob. That weekend, the one that was meant to tear apart everything I held dear, ended up being the moment I got my life back. Lori lost a good man because she made a reckless choice, but in losing her, I found the woman I was truly meant to build a future with. Sometimes, it takes heartbreak to reveal where our true happiness lies.